Hello, Taurus. For you, the real turning points in your life will start happening closer to the end of April, so closer to your real birthdays. This March is more like setting the stage in some unexpected ways. It is because most of the astrological activity of March is happening in Aries, where you yourself have very little control. So the best you can do is do what needs to be done, choose your battles wisely, and do not try to influence everything around you. Venus is going retrograde on the 2nd of March in Aries, and this is the ultimate point of internalizing, I guess, the Venusian energy, of keeping it deep inside yourself without being too Venus forward. What I mean by that is that you are somewhat of a charmer and a hedonist, and March is just not a good time for either. You can connect with this elusive Venus by meditation, especially if it's guided meditation where you are asked to imagine certain things, or by interacting with art for art's sake. Preferably in a private setting, so like not socially. It shouldn't be to please somebody else, and it shouldn't be stimulating your receptors too much. Mercury entering Aries on the 3rd of March will move some of your cognitive processes inward. So thinking before speaking, or instead of speaking at all. When it enters the retrograde phase on the 15th, it will be even more about reflection and contemplation. You don't have an opinion yet. You didn't decide yet. You're still missing something. If you have this feeling, trust this feeling. When it is time to decide, you will know. For now, give yourself time. Stall. The full moon, that is also a lunar eclipse in Virgo on the 14th of March, can be a tricky one for artists, parents, and lovers. It's an eclipse that should highlight something that doesn't have a future and should be brought to an end. Not immediately, probably, but eventually. In your case, it will be something that has to do with creativity, romance, or children. Maybe your creative project doesn't have the audience you were hoping for, or maybe your children will not get something you were hoping for because of how the future looks now. Or maybe an affair is not possible because of the plans that you made and has to go. Anyway, it is a good moment to pivot and transition peacefully. You're not in a hurry here. You will have time to consider your options, but if something potentially joyful looks like it doesn't have a future, it probably doesn't, and it's probably a good time to at least start letting go. Both Mercury and Venus, in the course of their retrograde, will retreat back into Pisces. Venus on the 27th of March, Mercury on the 30th of March. This will give you more energy to network and socialize, and maybe revive some of the old connections that may be helpful with people who proved to be useful in the past, people you can rely on, people with a good track record and the moral values that you have respect for. The solar eclipse, that is also a new moon in Aries on the 29th, may affect you only indirectly through affecting the lives of people around you. Now, you personally may have some sleep issues where you find it difficult to fall asleep or you sleep all the time, but this is transient. Actually, it may affect you personally also if you are doing something important in secret. In this case, this secret project of yours may have a lot of potential, but probably should be kept hidden for now, at least. On the 30th of March, Neptune is also entering Aries. And for you, it may wildly enrich your inner life. The dreams you have, your fantasy life, may also give you some spiritual, mystical experiences. and you should put some time into it in the next weeks. So allow yourself to get carried away by your inner process, even if it seems a bit useless. It's nourishing. Well, you watched the forecast for this incredibly eventful March. Thank you for sticking around. You can also go and watch the forecast for your ascendant, that is your rising sign. My impression is that the sun sign forecast generally feels more relatable in the present, but that a rising sign forecast may add some depth to it and also point your attention to things you may have been ignoring or that you are not actively monitoring. If you like the forecast, please go press the like button and also subscribe. That would please me a lot. And I wish you to have a positively intense March, and see you in the next videos.